To my platinum members, first of all, thank you so much, as always, for your support. And I wanted to do an update here. It's just been a very, very sort of crazy period at the moment, and I want to make sure that you're getting kind of top-notch content and treatment. So I want to do a quick summary. The market is closing as Friday, 31st of January, but also, so a couple of things. I want to present my very first, investment stock. I'm going to present my case to you. Also, I have a treat for you at the end. If you are based in London, I will give you a special code at the end. I am speaking at the London Trader Show on the 28th of February, I think it is, and I have a discount. I've got special free tickets for you guys. So that'll be for my platinum members at the end. I'll give you the discount code. So let's have a quick look at kind of where the markets are, kind of where they are at this point in time. It's been a relatively volatile week at the moment. This is the new Trump administration, so the market's struggling at the moment here with the Dow kind of battling to get up to the new highs. The quarter. Let's go to the weekly here. So that weekly looking not as bullish as I would have expected it. The monthly looking okay. Let's compare that. So in other words, what I mean by that is it doesn't look overextended, but we didn't follow through really. We didn't follow through this week as well, but that could be just warming up to the new administration. The S&P actually struggling a little bit here, so it's a lower high. It stumbled. I would have expected it to carry on. Instead, it actually gapped down and then recovered and is closed with indecision. So that's not a strong finish. We're going to have to see how the next week sort of plays out. NASDAQ as well, something similar. Found support, but didn't follow through on last week's candle, so not a strong follow through, not a strong finish. Okay, so we could just be seeing some teething issues here with the new administration, and then we could calm down and pick things up. But I'm just kind of a little bit concerned about where that is at the moment. So let's just go and quickly have a look at the Mag 7, the Magnificent 7. So this is Apple. I was actually looking for price to come back into this area. It was a relatively decent buy opportunity. But what I was looking for was a small bullish candle, which we didn't get. Not only that, but we've got a little bit of bearish divergence here. So we did have a solid surge, and prices coming back down now. So this, for me, missed its sweet spot in terms of literally being portfolio ready to go or portfolio qualified. Then if I have a look at Microsoft, comparing that, Microsoft actually having a bad week. This is not a great finish. This implies probably further downside. And then when you look at the monthly here, you can see it's really struggling there quite a bit. So this is a pass right now. Amazon actually had a relatively good week, all things considered, but the sweet spot entry would have been down here. We've missed that as well, and that's fine. There will be other opportunities, but that one looking pretty good. Alphabet or Google managing to close relatively high this week, so actually that's a strong finish. It was battling in this area, lots of wicks at the top, struggling with resistance, bearish divergence. We've also got this here, but overall this looks quite healthy. It's basically had a consolidation on the weekly and a continuation. So to me, that's not necessarily a sign of disruption. And it's interesting to see now how not all of them are doing that well, but some are doing better than others. Now, Meta actually doing a lot better than expected. We had some really strong exhaustion over here, Gravestone dojis. It's managed to surge past that, and so far doing really well. But now it is still in the danger zone, is a little bit overextended. And so again, what I'm looking for, guys, what you're going to hear a lot more from me, there'll be a point at which when a lot of these have come back into the moving averages on the monthly. So when that happens, that's when you're going to hear a lot from me. I'll be running through 50 different stocks that I'll be looking for right now. A lot of them are overbought. The market is running a little hot. Now is not, generally speaking, the time to buy. Now is the time to definitely not buy. Now is the time to kind of be cash rich and ready, or certainly if you have profits that you want to take, now is the time to consider, if that's part of your plan, because I'm not your investment advisor, to take some profit. So if that is something you want to do. Let's have a look at NVIDIA. Some NVIDIA really gapping down this week, struggling a bit, missing a bit on earnings. But from a monthly perspective, actually not looking that bad. Really nice consolidation. You can see the wicks above here, so showing a failure to carry it on. This is a bearish engulfing candle, so that's a relatively heavy signal. We could see a sell-off down towards 100 at some point soon. So there's just kind of running a little bit out of steam. But again, if we kind of look at this on a much higher time frame, so let's go up to a quarterly view, so we get a bigger perspective here. You can kind of see true value still sits around that 100 mark, and you can see the wicks coming in here. So if we break below that low, I would expect a drop down towards 100, and then it would be closer to true value. So right now, again, now is not really the time for me. You could see that going back to, more than a year ago, price was kind of down around these areas. It really hasn't done much over that last period. Okay, so this is kind of, sorry, it hasn't done anything since June over the last 6 months, and it still has potential to come down further. Okay, so that's NVIDIA. Not ready just yet. Tesla as well. Let's have a look at this. So Tesla is interesting to me from the following perspective. Okay, it failed to break through this key resistance level. Then in the subsequent month, it couldn't really go much further. So also hasn't managed to really do that. In other ways, kind of this trend doesn't look that bad. The weekly is really about consolidation. So this is where it gets interesting to me. This was a relatively strong bullish signal. So it had a consolidation, bullish engulfing bar. There should have been a follow through and there wasn't. And that is a minor red flag for me. And we've come down. We've got a bit of a bullish candle right now. We could see a break and another attempt. But basically what that means for me is this wasn't ready to continue, which also means it wasn't really as strong as people might think it was. That doesn't mean that it won't really pick up going forwards, but it does mean that it's not bulletproof. And so that's really what I'm waiting for at the moment. We'll see how that ultimately plays out there. Now, let me bring you to my recommended stock at the moment. Let's go through